Like, let's live this up as a community. Okay, I'm super excited. Thank you for joining today. Appreciate you guys putting some time aside for this, and I just hope that you get something from this. So, different location this time. I hope you like it, and also I hope you like Crowdcast. So anybody who's watching is not, for example, Instagram over there, and Facebook. If it is streaming by now, then we're doing our live events on Crowdcast for the time being, testing it out, because I can actually share my screen. I can also bring guests in, which brings me on to the next point. We're going to be doing guests who are going to come in and join for some AMAs in the future. I'm really excited about this because it means we can bring in more experts, get more opinions, and you know, I think it will add a lot of value for you guys, because, you know, it's fun. So I'm also considering doing a couple of other live events, specifically for sorry, I'm getting notifications. I can't stop them when Instagram's on, and that just shows that it's like I'm like that. The, you know, squirrel on the movie Up with the dogs. I'm like squirrel with the notifications. So yeah, basically I was thinking of doing some more live events, maybe specifically doing feedback sessions for websites, and splitting them out and doing the questions separately and doing them slightly more regularly, but also not. So like still 2 weeks, but then like staggered, or maybe feedback sessions every week. So I'd like to know what you guys want, because I'm here to give you what you want, basically. So please do let me know. Also, if the audio ever sounds funny at all, just let me know and I'll adjust, because there's different settings on this fancy microphone. Okay, so let's get started. Good. I'm glad to see Gary. Welcome, squirrel. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so there's quite a lot of questions. I've added them in here because in Crowdcast you can actually ask questions somewhere along. I'm guessing this is inverted, so it's probably around about here. It says ask questions. You can also, there's polls as well. I've added a poll. If you like, yeah, 2 people voted yes to like in Crowdcast. Fantastic. And then actually, hold on a secundo. Guys, pause for 2 seconds. I need to do something real quick. I think I know why it's not streaming. Hang on 2 seconds. Sorry. The one thing I didn't do in my task list. Boom. I'm back. Did you lose me? I'm back. Guys, can you hear me? Just ping a comment quickly just so I know. Yay. All right. Okay. I'm going to quickly refresh. I'll be back in 2 seconds. And I'll tell you why I had to upgrade our plan so that we can get more attendees, and also so Facebook stream will work. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to refresh just to make sure that it's kicked in. Reload. Back. All right, cool. And also, this should be working now too. Copy this, save. Apologies, guys. Thanks for your patience. Seriously. As I said, the one thing that he didn't do today is what's causing all these problems. And I write everything down. Okay. Last attempt at getting Facebook working. Doesn't look like it's going to work, though. Come on. No bueno. Okay, no worries. I'll just upload it afterwards. Actually, I'm going to add a quick comment on here so that people can join us on here. On the AMA, please join here. Oh, okay, cool. All right, we're ready. Thank you for being patient. All right, awesome. Still got you guys as well. Okay, so I'm going to run through the questions first. There's been some really good questions, actually. So as I said, down here somewhere, there should be like an ask a question button. If you click it, you should be able to see the questions that have been asked, and you can vote in them, which is really cool. So I'll start answering this one. So Sarah Orlando on the Facebook event page, actually on the group, she said, for someone bootstrapping their subscription business, as I think many of us are, where do you recommend our priorities should lie in spending early dollars? Social media ads, web design, maximizing quality of product or packaging, professional photography, PR, hiring employees, interns to help with workload, etc., etc. It's a really good question. So being a bootstrapper myself, I'm a massive advocate for bootstrapping. You can always do more with less. So I think in order to, decide what you need to do, like think lean, basically, right? So you want to make assumptions, and you're going to validate and test those assumptions. So your first assumption is, I have this great business idea that people are going to want to pay for, right? So you want to validate that with the minimum spend possible. So one way, for example, you could do that is obviously by creating a landing page and then driving some traffic to your website. You may already have an existing marketing funnel somewhere else that you can leverage those emails or an email list or whatever. Use your resources basically as much as you can. If you don't have any existing email lists, or if you don't have any, traffic to a website that you can't leverage or divert, or try and like encourage people to validate your assumptions by having the landing page and collecting more emails, then I would recommend that you drive like a low budget ad campaign. I wouldn't go for a PR firm unless your business is groundbreaking and you've got infrastructure in place to be able to handle scale. Because if your PR firm actually manages to get you a story, then you're not going to be able to grow with that. So I would focus on social media ads like Facebook. I would get your landing page up and running. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be good. Make sure that the message is right. So message is number one: the story, message, and your value proposition. You want to make it as clear as day what you're doing. Don't try to get too creative with it. I mean, you can add that later, add the flavor later, but yeah, social media ads, Facebook specifically, you can do really great with. You can go really deep with the targeting as well. Instagram is good because you can reach out to influencers. Haven't forgotten about you guys. So yeah, I hope that answers that in terms of bootstrapping and where to spend early dollars. But be frugal, like set budgets, maybe do like $10 a day, for example, for a month, and keep optimizing because you want to get the most out of those ads, out of those dollars. So yeah, does that answer your question? And if you want, just write comments. I think you can actually comment directly on the question as well, or I can anyway. But I'm going to say I'm done answering that question, so I'm just going to mark it as done. Excuse me, I'm a little bit blocked up. Okay, let's go into the next question. This is from Eva or Eva. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce your last name. What referral programs do you think work the best? Okay, so there are probably, that I know of, 10 pieces of software that run referral programs. And the problem with referral programs is they tend to be quite expensive, and they all do different things, and they all have strengths and weaknesses, just like any platform or any piece of software that has like a bunch of competitors. For you want it to work with subscription businesses. We do have for example, Subbly has an integration with Referral Candy, but what we ended up doing is actually building our own referral marketing tool, our program built straight into our software, and it's at no additional cost apart from an additional transaction fee. So, I mean, it's quite basic, but it works. It works on a credit basis. So if you're interested in using it, then I suggest that you try it out and give us feedback on that, because we're looking to improve it. But yeah, I mean, Referral Candy, they're good. The problem is not a lot of these referral program software platforms actually cater for and support subscription box companies. It's just difficult because of the integrations and trying to like attribute every single future sale towards the person who referred them in the first place, and tracking that's really challenging. So another one I think is called FriendBuy, and Dollar Shave Club use them, I think, but they're quite pricey. They get quite expensive. I hope that answers that question for you. Man, I love Crowdcast. This is great. I've got a whole dashboard and everything, and then I've got the Instagram over here. I wish you guys could meet each other. Let's do that. Hey guys, Instagram meet Crowdcast. Okay, let me just reposition that. Okay, cool. There's still people joining. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Andrea, can you do me a favor and make sure that people on Facebook are finding this, because there's still people registering for the event. That would be awesome, because I feel like there's people who are probably getting frustrated, wondering where the hell the AMA is gone. Okay, next question from Sean. Oh, look, networking. I love it. This is why we do this. What are your thoughts on pop-ups? I go to many Subbox. I'm getting a bunch of messages from, hold on. Sorry. What are your thoughts on pop-ups? I go to many Subbox sites and are there maybe 5 seconds and boom, a pop-up fills the screen asking for my email, etc. I find it intrusive and irritating. I don't even know what your site is about and you already want something from me. Is this effective? I agree 100%, Sean. Like, I think you've answered the question yourself, to be honest with you. Exit pop-ups are probably but then again, the customer might have already purchased. Exit pop-ups are good because if somebody's not sure about your product based on the price point, then if you're offering a discount when they leave and that's their reasoning and rationale for it, then great. But then don't forget, some people are savvy to this now. They might try and exit the screen to see if they can get a discount code. Then again, you just want the customer. So exit modals are good. The other thing that I would look at doing is maybe a time-based one or a page-based one, like with more intelligent behavior. Now, I think Sumo do this. You can set it so like after scrolling a certain amount or after a few seconds, etc., it will then pop up. I would do that over an entry pop-up as soon as you enter the page, because those don't make any sense to me. Unless you're driving traffic from a source that's already knowledgeable and knows and is primed for what you're offering and knows exactly who you are and what you do, then there's no point in actually having a pop-up as you enter the page. Bobby's adding a comment here. I try to just set mine as late as I can for like 30 to 40 seconds. Yeah, exactly. So I would wait until you know for certain that the customer has understood what your business does. Try and keep them to, don't overdo it. It's difficult. The tendency is, obviously the temptation as a business owner is like, I want those emails and I want to like, you know, market and offer the world basically. And you just have to be careful because it's about the, you know, the customer's experience at the end of the day. Keep the experience positive, as you said, Sean. Yeah. Okay. I hope that answers that. Oh, actually, I forgot to click start answering on that. My bad. I'm going to click start answering. And if you're watching this now, because I'm pretty sure anybody who's reviewing this can actually go back and watch the answers to specific questions. I've already answered Sean's question. It's approximately 20 minutes into the this AMA. I'm just going to mark this as done though. Okay, next question. Another one from Eva on the group. I was thinking about offering 3 different pricing structures, but I'm afraid it's going to put off undecisive customers as they'll be overwhelmed with options. What do you think? I think too much choice it's a balancing act. Too much choice and you're going to confuse your customers and they're going to they're gonna like if there's too much choice, you won't make any decisions at all, basically. So if you've got like 5 options and you know you're at all inclined to be indecisive, you're not gonna purchase. So you know 1's great, 3's typical, but usually the reason for having 3 isn't necessarily to accommodate to customers' needs. It's actually to encourage them to purchase one of your plans. You'll usually have one plan that is your main plan, right? So for example, I forgot to start answering this one again. I'm learning. Basically, yeah, if you have like 3 plans, you'll have one plan which is like your main plan, and you want to drive people to take that plan by actually using psychology to position the pricing for the other 2 plans to make the one plan a really compelling offer. So I would suggest considering that as well, but I would have more than one option, definitely, but not too many, because if you have too many options, again, as I said, you're going to end up deterring the customer because they're going to be so confused. They're going to be like, you know, I don't know what I'm looking at here. People's attention spans are really terrible, as you're seeing with me looking at my notifications coming through, because I got Instagram live on just now and I keep getting notifications and I'm like, squirrel. literally like every time. So yeah, attention spans are minimal, especially in today's day and age. It's 2017 after all, and almost 2018, and it's scaring me. So I hope that helps, Eva, and thanks for asking. Christine Schroeder. Still don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right. You can let me know if I'm saying it wrong. This is from the group as well. Again, from now on, please ask questions inside the next event page, which I'll publish after this on Crowdcast. Okay, so what are some good topics and ideas for a Facebook Live? You could do this. You could do a Q&A. It depends on what your product is. You know, if you have a specific niche, then it could be interest-based, and you can actually go into like, you know, skills or anything that's related to your product, or even talking about the industry. It's a difficult one. I'd be interested to hear more about this from the guys from Subbox. I think they're tuned in just now. Actually, they are going to be guesting on our next AMA. So maybe we could add this into the next one. But yeah, good topics and ideas for a Facebook Live. I mean, you've got to question whether or not it's going to add value to your customers for starters. Do they want to watch you? And why would they want to watch you? But just try and get creative. Figure out, you know, what are the interest points. You want to add value. Add value. Number one is add value. Always add value. I can't say that enough. Add value. And then your customers, you know, you'll build a relationship with them. And that's ultimately what it's all about. I feel kind of weird sitting behind this microphone. It's like, hey, I've got everything covering my face, headphones and glasses and microphone. Okay, I hope that helps, Christine. Thank you for asking. Is it? Maybe it's all perspective, Sean. I see people still joining us on Instagram. Hi, guys. I hope you're well. Feel free to comment. I might be able to answer them if I see them. I'm just going to type hey quickly. By the way, guys, follow us on Instagram at subly.co. How can I? There we go. Cool. So next question, a couple more, and then we're going to move on to these reviews because we're running low on time because I messed up the beginning because of the technical difficulties. Eric. Start answering. Would you like to start selling apparel? Want to know the best way to integrate Teespring or Printful campaign to my store? Vice versa. I wouldn't. Interestingly, maybe we should have a side conversation about this because I was actually thinking of introducing an integration with Printful to Subly. So maybe we could talk about this on the side and see what would work for you if you want to ping the support team, support@subly.co. But yeah, I think you'd probably have to set up like for just now a WordPress site or something, and then put you know, you just manage this manually. You're probably going to have you know, like some way of distributing the orders by going into the admin and doing it yourself and collecting their information in something like Subly or similar, and then taking that order information and feeding it in manually right now, because I don't think there's anything on the market that will help you do this. So I know Teespring's good, and I know Printful are good as well. So yeah, Eric, let's talk about that. I'm interested. I was thinking about it yesterday, actually. So hit me up. Okay, so hold on. Any advice? Yeah, let's do this. Sorry, guys, I need to get a tissue. It's gross. Any advice for catering to multiple languages on a website? Yeah, so there's two tools out there. One's called Babblik. We're actually looking at doing an integration with them, and then there's also localized JS. Now, localized JS is a little bit more expensive. I think it might be slightly better. I'm not sure, but you can just drop the code on your website, or you can ask us to do it for you. It doesn't take long. We're also rebuilding our checkout. This is kind of a bit of an announcement, actually. We're redesigning the checkout, and the language feature is going to be deprecated, just as a heads up, and we will be announcing it properly and officially. But hold on. There we go. And yeah, that feature is going to be deprecated. So we're probably going to have like a nice integration with Babblik. I think it's like $12 a month. So if you want to have multilingual, that's the way to do it, and it'll work. And you can just put the code on your website. Actually, the way we're going to do it is you're going to be able to put your API key or your ID, and it'll just appear on the widget will appear on your website or on the checkout. But we're still working through that. So But you can look into those solutions just now, and you'll be able to put those on your website by just pasting the JavaScript. Thanks for asking, Megan. And best method of promoting marketing ads, boost or promote. Not social media ad expert, but I mean, my guess is it depends. So, for example, it depends on what your strategy might be. You're trying to target new customers through a content strategy, then boost, because you're going to be boosting existing content and posts. It will give you a wider reach. I actually think you can get better dollar per click. Gary's just added a comment, by the way. There you go. Regarding the question about the live events. In the comments, take a look. So yeah, I think you can get better click to dollar price per click if you're using the ads, because you can actually optimize more granularly. And the boost, it's just kind of like more generic. I think you can also do like quite good optimization on the boost post. Like you can do more targeting and stuff like that now. But again, I'm not a social media ad expert. I'm not a Facebook ad expert. But I would suggest that it just depends, because it usually does, to be honest with you, in any case. Retargeting as well. Look into that, guys. You put your tracking pixel on your website, and then you can advertise to them by targeting them specifically later. It's also a cost-effective way of doing it. But there's a lot of gray areas when it comes to retargeting that you should watch out for, because it can actually cost. You could be when somebody's already going to become a customer. So I would do a little bit of research into retargeting, and always trial and error, to be honest with you. Test your assumptions, be lean. That's the only true way to know, because every business is different. Everybody's customer target profile is different as well. So I hope that helps, TJ. Thanks for asking, and I hope you're enjoying your red wine. Okay, that's all the questions, guys. Awesome. Chuffed with that. And it's good to see everybody's engaging in the comments here. Cool. We've got quite a few people joining in here, which is great. I'm really excited. Okay, let me try and share my screen, because now we're going to do these website reviews. Hang on. Let me just close this, and I'm going to have to reopen them. So let's first of all share my screen, actually. Share screen. Share. Okay, you'll be able to see me in a second. Can you see my screen? Now, Instagram, you're not going to be able to, look, the screen of tunnel, the recursive. There we go. Okay. Instagram, you're not going to be able to see this. I'm reviewing 3 websites that people have submitted and giving feedback on their websites to help them optimize for conversions and sales. If you're interested in joining, then go into Crowdcast and search for the AMA event. I'm not even going to try and tell you what the URL is, because it's too long. But the short one, if you can be bothered writing this down, is subb.ly/ capital letters AMA dash lowercase RSVP. Join me on there, and you'll be able to see me sharing my screen. And thanks for joining. I can see there's still people joining. Okay, cool. First of all, Alex with Hamsterbox. So I've got some feedback for you here. First of all, I love your website. Awesome. Love it. Do you know what? I have a feeling that I'm not going to be seeing pop-ups and stuff, because I've already viewed your pages on here. So let me just quickly stop sharing screen. Did you actually see me sharing his screen there? Out of curiosity, can you comment, please? Sharing his website, sorry. You saw that? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to share again, but I'm doing it slightly differently because I did it. There we go. Now I'm going to share the entire screen. Cool. You can see me still this way. This is cool. All right, so this time I'm sharing my entire screen. So let me just close that down. And so there we go. All right, so now I can see if there's any popovers. Thanks for joining, Scooby Box. All right, so love the design. Looks great. I mean, it worked well as a design. Just to say that first of all. I've wrote some notes down, so bear with me. Let me just get back into my headspace for that. Yeah. So first of all, I wrote down I'd move the this social proof widget to the left. So you've got this little pop up that appears at the bottom right that's like so and so signed up X number of hours ago. I would move it to the left. People tend to read left to right. I really just think it would sit better. I know it sounds silly, but I think the left would work better. One thing I noted as well was that your text here, it looks great from a visual point of view, but it's not the easiest to read. It's got a slight back slant to it. The headings work great, but I would change this to just like a sans serif font, to be honest with you, just to make it easier to read. I have to like engage with it a little bit more for my brain to process it. Other things included, I want to see what's inside your box. But there's no photos of what I'm actually going to get. What does the box look like? What does, is there any what products did you ship out last month or the month before? This is really important, by the way, guys. You must show what goes inside the box. The reason being, you need to build trust. People are really cynical on the internet, rightfully so, and people are getting more savvy as well. I would also recommend getting an SSL certificate in that regard, building some trust. You can tell at the top here that whether they've got an SSL certificate. Now, the other things I said was there's no pricing info on the homepage as well. So I would maybe manage expectations and mention like starting from and like the lowest price, just so that you can kind of give people like quickly like an idea of how much they're going to spend, because otherwise they might not know where to get the pricing from, or they might just lose interest and move away if they think, oh, this, I don't know. I'd definitely put pricing on the homepage. Do you offer gifting? That's one thing I wasn't sure of, and I would push that if not, because in terms of your value proposition, I think that this works well as a gift, and I would recommend pushing this as a gift, especially when Christmas is around the corner. Also, I noted on the get started page, it's not entirely clear. Like everything says get started. It's not entirely clear that that's how I choose a plan, by the way. So I'm like, get started. I'm like, okay, well, what if I'm not ready to get started? What if I just want to see what the prices are and what the plan is? So we need to consider it from the user's journey point of view. You've got these two plans here, which is great. It was only until I scrolled down and saw they want to order a single box that I noticed that you actually had that offering. I would put this up next to your two other plans. I would make it clear, maybe do slightly different color so it pops. This is a great way of acquiring customers onto the subscription. If people are not sure, then they can just buy one box, find out if they like it or not, and then you can encourage them to subscribe. So I would treat it like an equal. I feel like it's lost down here. And also, there's no chat widget. And now this is just becoming a necessity. Every website has a chat widget, and they're always in the bottom right corner. I would encourage that, because it's hard to tell how am I going to contact you. And I know you've got your email address at the bottom, but it's just not in your face, and it should be, because people sell, not businesses. I would also add a discount pop-up after some a couple of seconds or whatever, because I haven't seen one yet, which it means it's a missed opportunity perhaps. And what else did I write down? Yeah, I think the main issue or the main concern is the value proposition. Like, I'm not a hamster owner, but what's in it for hamster owners? I know you've got the step-by-step, like what's happening, but I want to know more, like straight away, like what's the value proposition? Why would I give this to my hamster? And that's why I was thinking that gifting would be a really good option for you in pushing that, because this is a cute gift. It's fun, it's playful, and if somebody's obsessed with their hamster and they have a friend who knows that, then you can like encourage them to buy a gift for them, and that would be, I think, a really good way of actually pushing your product. But yeah, the main things I wrote down were just increased desire and trust. It's a luxury item. Yeah, I can even read my own writing. It's a luxury writing. It's a luxury item. So, oh, one more idea for you. Actually, I noticed that you had a lacking content strategy. I would include. I would add a blog and start telling more about your story, about who you are, and then also I would maybe look at adding unboxing videos, because hamsters are cute and people who love hamsters are they're not going to be disappointed to see a hamster in a video if they love hamsters. So I think having an unboxing video could be quite cool, or having people submit unboxing videos and giving them a free box, for example, and posting it on Twitter, etc. That would be quite a nice little strategy for you. I think you should try out. But yeah, really lovely website. I like it. Good job. All right, let's try the next one. Buy a box. I think this was Megan. Let me just check quickly. Glad to see everybody. This is great because people are staying tuned in. I love it. Thank you for staying tuned in, guys. I know I'm not 100% polished at these yet. Megan, okay, I think we're doing your website here now. Okay, so you told me that your website was it's a Subly website. I can see this is our new template. It's been customized, which is awesome. So I've got a couple of things for you. First of all, I would get a logo. I know that this is nice, but I would maybe get a logo in place and make it slightly bigger. I mean, I've got quite a big screen though on my computer, so maybe it just needs to work on the responsiveness with your developer. There's a gap here. I'm not sure why. Maybe that's meant to be a break rule, break line. I would fix that gap. You can see I've highlighted it. And the other things were, these are all mostly design things at this stage I'm going to go through. So the colors are inconsistent. It looks like the colors are slightly different. Maybe this third image is just like, because it's thicker, the lines are thicker with the person, they're filled in. It looks darker. I don't know if it is. I don't think it is. But then these colors are slightly different as well. Just make sure you get your hex colors and stay like consistent with them throughout the website. There's also a bit of a spacing issue here. A box full of surprises every month. I didn't see that till the very end, and I would make it maybe slightly bigger and maybe even replace how it works with a box full of surprises every month. I don't know. I just feel like this layout could be improved a little bit. And then there's a spacing issue. I would add a bit more padding underneath to get your box call to action. I see you're using the widget for the testimonials, which is great. I would get more testimonials, and I would also put their faces in there. Make it real. That was one thing I noted down. And the next thing that you noted was, I like these images. These images are great. There's a spacing issue. The Instagram icon, I would add a bit of padding above that as well, just to make it more clean. There's a slight centering issue on the Instagram. These are all little design things, so I'm just being a perfectionist. And then your logo at the bottom, I would again make it match the top. If you're gonna have no logo, then make them consistent. Apart from that, looking good. And the other things that I noted was a lack of content. I would maybe get the story, who, you know, the person behind it. I would maybe try and encourage you to put the story there. Yeah, I mean, also, as I said in the last review, you know, more imagery of what's inside the box itself. I think that's critical because I don't know what I'm going to get. Okay, I see this. So the funny thing is, because I'd scrolled down and that picture wasn't even there at this point, I'm seeing this and then this. You know, you might have lost me as a customer. I want this to be static. I want this image showing what is inside the box or in previous months to be permanent. Don't have it in the slider. Or if you're going to have a slider, have every single slide with what's inside the box. I hope that helps. Oh yeah, there was a couple of issues with the pages. The FAQs, there's a spacing issue here. I would put some more space below the FAQ heading, and then on the blog, this page was a little bit broken. I don't know what's going on with the sides. It's inconsistent. Consistency is key, by the way, when it comes to design, guys. Keep it consistent. And fonts as well. The fonts kind of switch around. You see this heading here switches, and yeah, so consistency, guys. I hope that helps. Thank you for submitting it, Megan. Also, I'm not seeing a pop up either to encourage me to put my email in. You want to capture their emails, and I wouldn't do it, as I said, immediately. I know you're using Sumo, so maybe get a pop up that appears when they scroll after a certain point, so you know they've definitely read exactly what it is that you do. Thank you for your submission with beerbox.eu. Actually, yeah, I should probably be mentioning these so the Instagram guys can hear what the website URL is. And the last one is that I've got time for today is with Sean. You're welcome, Megan. Sean does. Sorry about this. This screen like goes into screenception when I switch back. Okay, quickly gonna go through the feedback I've got for you, Sean. Okay. Just reviewing quickly. Okay, yeah. So the first thing that I wasn't certain of is this you say here like we bring the candy store experience to you each month, you'll receive a curated selection of candy from Canada and beyond. Are you only doing Canada candy? I mean, is that like your unique value proposition? If it is, then push it harder. If it's not, then maybe not, it doesn't need to be mentioned. Or maybe say you're from Canada, like you're a Canadian company, and what's different about that? You know, what it's part of the story. You know, you want to make the story compelling in that regard. If you're mentioning the fact that you're got Canadian candy, if Canadian candy is like your main thing, then push it harder. The other things that I'll go through the ones I've got off the top of my head here. So the images here, I would improve those a little bit for the what's inside your box. Maybe make them bigger because they're kind of lost. They're too fiddly. And then I would also have like I notice you have this past boxes page, which is fantastic. Let me just click on that so people can see it like this. October, September. This is great. Look at these images. These are fantastic. But when they're shrunk down, it just doesn't work for me. I would maybe make a slider or make them bigger, and then also have like a see more past boxes. Make it easy to get to that page because this is relevant while I'm looking at this section. These call to actions, get started and give us a gift. I would make them either bigger or put them in their own section and replace these with a button saying see more past boxes, because you're going to sell people on what they're on the trust element and the excitement of what they could possibly get. I mean, I looked at those images and I was like, I was salivating. I was wanting to subscribe. Also, interesting that everybody seems to say get started. Then okay, I see you've got subscribe as well. Yeah, you're switching between them. We should probably try and find out some data on that to see what works. I mean, that's just a conversion rate optimization thing, though. That's more of an art rather than the science, though. It's just trial and error. Let's see here. I think I noticed something actually when I scrolled. Let me refresh. When I scrolled down here, this point, the first time I loaded it, these guys, the pick your monthly plan, we build your experience, they had some sort of an animation when this one was triggered. So it happened after I'd already, there it goes. It's kind of a bit irregular. I'm not sure when it's going to animate. I don't know. It was a bit distracting when I should be looking at the customer testimonials. Also, the load more is not working. You should look into that. It's kind of distracting. This image is great. Love it. However, you use it on every single page. I would mix it up. You've got the potential to have such amazing imagery that will make you just everybody salivate. The first image is a little bit too busy for my liking, personally. There's too much information going on. I think you could keep it nice and clean. This white backdrop with the candy just sitting there looks great. You want people to read it. I mean, I'm sure there's a way of simplifying this so that you're showing like the candy and the fact that it's going to be a monthly box. You can maybe even cut the text down a little bit if you've got such powerful imagery. The other thing I would mention is, again, third website I've looked at today, which is lacking a content strategy. There's no blog, and I want to see your story. As I mentioned, I want to see your story, and maybe that's an opportunity to do a video introduction. And again, unboxing videos, like ask your customers to do unboxing video. Maybe not actually. It's candy at the end of the day, but yeah, you could get people tweeting about this, and in terms of a content strategy, you're probably wondering, what would I do? Again, it's based on per business. I mean, I'm sure there's 100 different things you could talk about when it comes to candy. You'd be surprised. Whether it's the healthiness of it or the lack of healthiness of it, or the best Canadian candy, or you just got to get into the creative flow, and then ideas will start coming. Let me just check my notes for any other things that I might have missed here. Oh yeah, I noticed this. So you click on how it works, and you've got the same thing going on as your homepage. Now, interesting approach. That's all I have to say to that, because it's exactly the same. Not that it's confusing, it's just different from how people normally do it. The FAQs were brilliant, by the way. Let's see here. I think that's it. Oh yeah, again, missing contact widget, and I know you have an exit pop-up. Bam. Yeah, this is good. Win free November box. I don't feel like that offer is compelling enough. That's my opinion. I might not be your target audience though. Maybe give a discount. So yeah, I hope that helps, Sean. Keep us updated. All right, let me just stop sharing my screen. There we go. Screenception. Blur. Bam. It's my face again. Okay, hold on. Okay, guys. So that's today's AMA. But before you run away, don't run away. I just want to say thank you for joining. Thanks for the patience at the beginning. We're still figuring this out. If you liked Crowdcast, please vote in the poll. I'm going to post this to the Facebook group afterwards. I'm going to have to cut the beginning, though. Somehow I'll edit it, I'm sure. And please come back next time, and make sure you ask your questions ahead of time. If you have feedback on how we do these events, let me know, because I think we can maybe split them up into doing feedback sessions and AMA separately, and the frequency of them. If you think like you don't need them every 2 weeks, or if you want them every month, just let me know. Also, some announcements. New feature, guys. I should have said this at the beginning before you all run. Some of you might have left by now, but there's a new feature. We've got this new commitment period. Actually, we worked with this closely with Scoobybox, who's going to be they're going to be guesting on our next AMA. These guys are experts. I've been working with them closely for a while. They're really cool guys, and we've learned a lot working with them, and they've just been grinding away. Like, they're really, really hardworking guys, and they're super smart. So I'm excited to have them on next time. So we're basically, it's back to the feature. We've got this commitment period. So basically, in a nutshell, what you can do is you can offer a subscription for, say, a monthly fee, and the customer can't cancel for X number of payments. So this way you can actually offer it for a lower price that they can only set to cancel. But the key is that you have to have terms and conditions set up in order to enable this feature. So we've also added that as well, that you can now edit your terms and conditions link easily. And you need to make it clear on your website, of course. But the guys reported like staggering results when it came to reducing churn. But yeah, let us know. We just made the feature public. We've been testing it quietly for a fair amount of time now. This is a huge deal. Like, this is a game changer, quite literally, in terms of your business model, reducing churn, increasing signups, because you can offer it cheaper, as I said, because you've got the commitment from them, and they're not paying it all up front, because you get these prepaid boxes. People don't want to shell out that much money up front. It's especially when they don't know what your product is. So that's an announcement for the Subly side of things. Second of all, stay tuned, by the way. This week is a big week. We're actually working on something really cool. I'm not going to give you too much information right now because we're not quite ready to reveal it, but stay tuned to the Facebook group, and also we'll probably actually I can email you guys afterwards once we've announced it. But I'm really excited to reveal this, and it's in lieu or up in the run up to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So that's it. It's just more of a teaser, actually. So thank you for joining again, guys. Please stay engaged. As I said, as I say every other time, like hearing you guys that you enjoyed it and you got value from it gives me warm fuzzies, and it's a learning process for me as well. These are new, so please come back for the next AMA. Share it if you like it. I also post these on YouTube now. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and keep learning, keep hustling, keep grinding, and I'm excited. Yeah, good work, gang. Exactly. Cheers, Sean. Good to see you guys are super active in the comments. That's awesome. And if you have any requests for any specific events, actually, like webinars on specific topics, let us know. I'm here. Maybe some of these questions could become webinars in their own right. Let's collaborate. Okay. Cheers, guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.